I think our practice just got canceled. For today. I got a notice that we were bumped from the school like Westlake, and they gave me some options, and I thought that I responded with those options. I said, "Oh, I'll take STEM lab," and then she never responded back. But I assumed that we had it, so I just changed it, and that's what happens when you assume. Anyways, we'll figure that out in the upcoming minutes. I sent a message, but I'm thinking that practice is canceled because they are no longer in school. So I don't know if she'll respond to my message in time. Okay, so I apologize for that. I'll update the website right now, actually. So I'm just not. I don't want people to show up to where they're not supposed to show up. And I heard that there was a game at STEM Lab. So okay, I'm gonna cancel this. Let's do this right now. Just while you're on the air. Tonight's workout is canceled. And then, let's see, the gym is taken by a middle school game. So, with that said, please get out there and do some work on your own. I apologize that we're not having our own workout. But it is what it is, and we always have to adapt. All right. I feel like life is all about adapting, and whatever you're given in life, you just kind of just have to just go with it because you can't change like the stars. All right. You can't make you're not God basically. All right. So if you're given this versus that, you got to just handle it in life. All right. And that goes with the people that get technical fouls. I'm talking about Noah out there. The people who are super sad that we're playing against a better team. All right, you guys know who you are. And how about the people who didn't put their mic on before we started, huh? Is that me? All right, so it is what it is, but we're moving on, and we're still going to do today's show. So there we go. All right, I've been working on a lot of stuff, and I got some major ideas. The only thing that we're really lacking are number of people. All right. I believe that this program is good to go. I do think that it would be hard to get some Centennial gyms, but we've been doing pretty well on that right now. But we're going to freeze up the Centennial gyms from this month, December, January, and February. So that's like 4 months that we'll be without Centennial exactly. We got an in-between place between Centennial and Aurora to take its place, but it's not exactly Centennial. So besides those two things, not having enough kids and not having Centennial exactly, all right, our program is basically ready to launch into a bigger phase. All right, and the way that I'm going to do that phase is I'm going to get coaches. A whole bunch of coaches, but each of these coaches must have a prerequisite. The prerequisite for these particular coaches, they have to have a child that wants to play basketball. All right, and we're going to let that kid in for free. Let's do this thing, okay? And we're going to make their job as simple as possible because they just have to coach somewhat, minimally, all right? Because we're going to get a whole bunch of these guys, all right? Guys or gals, I don't care, all right? But that's our next step. And then from there, we'll be able to hopefully piggyback off of that and just keep going from there, all right? So look for that coming this January, all right, where I'm going to try to open it up. Just open it up. I'm going to be passing out hundreds of dollars of bills for anyone that gets a recruit, whatever, all right, just to take care of our lack of kids problem. Because once that problem goes away, people are like, oh, I'll do it if everyone's doing it. But, I mean, those aren't the right type of kids to have anyways. The kids that are I'm only going to work hard if there's kids like me. I'm only going to do this if there's kids who look like me in my place and we're working on zone defense so we can win some games this weekend. All right, that's a very small amount of people that end up ruining your program anyways. So that's just not what I like. And I was actually thinking about that today. And I was thinking of the question, why? All right, people say, why so often? All right, so often, but question yourself if you're questioning why. All right, because let's say that you were in the NBA. All right, and no, I won't start there. Let's say that you were in high school and your high school coach, I don't care if it's your high school track coach, high school cross country coach, your high school soccer coach, they asked you to do something in order to stay on the team. Would you do it? Yes, you would. I mean, you might ask why because you're a high schooler. You're like, why? Why? All right, but how about in college? In college, you're going to be asked to do certain things, like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. If you're an athlete, by the way. If you're not, you're going to be asked to go to class, and you don't even have to go to class if you're at a big school. All right. But yes, if you're an athlete, you have to do this, and the why answers itself, because you'll be like, why? So I can keep my scholarship, I guess. But the real why is like so that they can make you great, and they do. And after 4 years of college, you're like amazing at basketball or whatever the sport happens to be, because you did all their whys. And if you made it to the NBA, there's a whole bunch more whys come up. They'll be like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? All of a sudden, you become one of the best players in the whole like world. Of course, you would do those whys. But what would you do? My simple ones, where I'm like, post the homework. I've had so many players go, why? So many parents go, why? No, I don't want to do that. No. Now, and then you ask them, who's greater, LeBron James or Michael Jordan? Like, look, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had the grit of 1,000 men, and he was the best that's ever been. And from this era, he was blah. It's like, okay, do you want to be like him? Yeah. Okay, then would you just do this little bitty thing? No. Would Michael Jordan really respond that way? No. Michael Jordan would do everything but what you're saying. Everything in the world he would do it but what you're saying. I mean, is that what's going on here? Or do people finally admit, oh, I'm not Michael Jordan? Or, and I think that's a lot of kids. They go, yeah, you got me. I'm not willing to just do anything. All right. Watch the live stream. Do the homework. Do the drills before you get here. Do the daily challenges. Come to the games. Watch extra film on games. All right. There are many things that you could be doing, and you're saying no to all of them. Some of you guys are saying no to all of them. All right. And again, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I want to make this high level, and I also don't want to do work. And I'm giving you various types of work. There's actually a page full of challenges that have so many different things on them. Like a crazy amount of things on them, where you can do like, I don't know, just anything in the whole freaking planet. Like, there's even one that will like grow a plant, okay? If you view all of our challenges and you're not doing one of these, this one right here, movie clips, have you done that one? Let's watch some movie clips, okay? If you're not doing that, that's crazy, right? Euro steps, that's a cool one. Fast class, don't even need a basketball for that one, all right? Let's see what else there is. Chinese bamboo challenge, that's where you're growing that plant, all right? The history of hoops, a whole bunch of different videos, all right? The Chastain challenge includes eating with your left hand. I mean, come on. If you're not doing this stuff, you absolutely don't want. This one right here. It says to meditate. Just lay down and do nothing. And just listen to this and just breathe. All right? See, guys, if you're not doing this stuff, you got something wrong with it. You don't want it at all. All right? So some of you guys haven't even seen this page. Haven't even gone there. How about just looking at our plays? Just looking at our offense and seeing how the players move through the offense. Have you seen that page? Have you done this stuff? Otherwise, seriously, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, but yes, I must admit that it's pretty darn drastic what I'm asking you to do. All right, it's pretty darn drastic, because we're in a society that does not respect hard work, and it's created because they say you can't make it. So why not be happy now? And it's hard to take happiness from people. It's really hard. They once tried taking alcohol from Americans, and they went ballistic. Alcohol kills so many people, like more than any war probably. And the government was like, okay, let's just make that illegal. People went nuts. They were making it in their toilets and their bathtubs. They were drinking alcohol that would just kill them on the spot because it wasn't good, and it was crazy. People love bad stuff, right? All right, so this is bad for you in terms of like not working hard to achieve your goals and just being handed everything. Being given like a rec league team that practices twice a week and practices just to win games and doesn't prepare you for next levels, because you've given up on making the next levels. So with that said, imagine if academics was like that. Imagine if I went down to a really, really poor academic neighborhood that just was horrible because the kids were poor and the schools were stupid, all this stuff, right? And I said, you know what? Let's make it easier for them. Let's make the test 1+1 all the time so that they get A's, so that they feel better. When they feel better, maybe then they'll have a happy life, or at least a happy childhood. And, you don't need to know all this academic stuff. They could become mechanics or something like that. All right, what if you did that? And after a while, the people were happy. They were totally happy. Every kid got A's or B's on every single test. Every kid felt like $1,000,000. No parents had to see their kids cry. It was great. Then someone came in and said, hey, I see that you have a town full of mechanics, which is fantastic. I love mechanics. I need mechanics, okay? It's cool. But what if we made some of them doctors? Some of them like lawyers, some of them like a little bit higher up, so we can like have a richer society. So we can solve some like things like, cancer. So I'm like, so let's create some scientists. And I went in there and I tried to up the level of academia. You know what those people would do to me in this town? They would run me out of that town. They would be like, what are you trying to teach our kids? They're happy. They're happy. They're off my back about stuff. They're smiling, and they know that they have no chance to make it. And there's actually some places like that where, in some like black neighborhoods, they think that they can't make it. So they're like, well, why do this? Let's just be like a gang member or something like that, because I have no chance because of this or this or that, this or that. So as soon as you start thinking that you can't make it and start applying your life to that, you end up in the wrong spot. So that's how I know that it's hard. Because if we won't do it for something as serious as that, how can we do it for something as unserious as basketball? I'm trying to change your game. I'm trying to make you have a chance. Maybe you think, or maybe your parents think, or maybe your coaches think that you have no chance. But hey, it's just a sport. Wait, and we might as well try. All right, let's move on. We got our quote of the day. Quote of the day today is try harder. You think that you're trying? Try harder. Easy quote of the day. But you know what? Let me show some workouts. All right, because it's coming up. Halloween's coming up once again. I will be doing the show on Halloween just because I like Halloween that much. All right, but it's so weird that we have scare shots all the time right near Halloween. That was not purposely done. But now I might purposely do it from now on. I don't know. I like that when we have scare shots. But in the future, we have partner passing, football catch, sideline out of bounds, inbound seal, taking a charge, running hook shots, hook series with D. All right, and then for today, we got these drills right here. The only one that I don't have a video for is around the cone spot shots. I do need to film that. All right, I will film that. We're getting closer. All right, but let's look at the other ones. Around the cone spot shots is just going around the cones, step back, and then step into the cone for the shots. All right, let's see what's going on with the rest of them. Scare shots. So this was actually JJ's first workout that he did with us. So he's on the second time through right now. It's every, I believe, like 13 weeks, something like that. All right, so he's been with us for a little while. All right, so that was scare shots. You guys in Centennial are still going. You guys are still active. You guys are at Canyon Creek Elementary. All right, but let's see the next drill. Tiered free throws. All right, the goal is to make one free throw in a row for the first level. Then start over and make 2 free throws in a row. Then 3 in a row, then 4 in a row, 5 in a row, all the way to 10. At each tier, you're allowed to miss the ball once. So you get 2 chances at each tier. If you're successful, you move up 1 tier. If you don't accomplish it, you move down 1 tier. So, one in a row, first chance. Over 1, second chance. One for 1. I've completed that tier. Now I'm on tier 2. Over 2, first chance. Over 2, second chance. If I miss this one, I go back down a number. One for 2, Second chance. 2 for 2. I've completed that level. Now I'm back to level 3. 0 for 3. First. All right, so that drill it used to get to me so much in my head. It would be like, but it was because I allowed it to get in my head. You want it to get in your head. You want to like freak yourself out. You want to make shooting that harder than it is for the games. Again, I know some people are pretty soft that they don't really think like that. They're like, why would I want to stress myself out? Because you're going to be stressed out anyway. You want to practice under pressure. So you're going to shoot those shots. Your goal is to make 1 in a row, then 2 in a row, then 3 in a row, then 4 in a row, then 5 in a row, starting all back over every single time. But you get 2 chances at each level. If you miss twice, you move down a level. It's as easy as that. If you get to 10 in a row, you do more than I did my entire childhood. All right, but again, now that I'm older, I can do it probably anytime that I want because it's not nerve-wracking anymore because I don't really care as much anymore. So don't do it like that. That's way too easy, okay? Next one, inverting euro steps. Okay, watch closely. There are 4 different moves. You can come up with the right hand and bounce the ball on the right side and then go left. You can come up with the right hand, bounce the ball on the left side, then go right. Did you hear that? All right, you can come up with the right hand. You can bounce the ball either side of your foot. You keep your feet spread. You stutter step, then you can bounce the ball either on the strong side or the weak side. Whichever side that you bounce the ball on, you're gonna go the other way. If you come up with the left hand, same thing. You can bounce the ball on the weak side or the strong side. Whichever side that you bounce it to, you're going to go the other way. Use your eyes, use your footwork, and try to figure it out. But now watch the video. So now those guys didn't do it perfectly, but they did a decent enough job. When you come forward, the idea is to act like you're running into that guy. You stutter step, and then whether you're bouncing the ball on the strong side or the weak side, you leave the center position. All right, so you're there in the center, and you stutter step, and then you go away from the center with that bounce, or away from the center with the opposite bounce. Okay, and then you go the other way. So it's a pretty hard footwork thing, but it's hard to guard as well. All right, next one. Easy does it. Last one is the 180 tangent for shots. Come off that horn screen or hand off. And the horn screen, split, and then back pick. Pass the ball to that guy, and then everyone else pass the ball for a shot. Make sure that you fake the cutback door when you're on the wing, and then come for the handoff. And the two wings will sprint to the corner because that's how you can stretch the defense the furthest. The people setting the screen on top need to be at an angle so that the person can go toward the basket and be together, right, in a nice screening format. The point guard off the double pick will get inside the key, and then retreat dribble. As he's doing that, the two screeners will split, both looking like they want the ball immediately, either for the 3 or the layup, and then the back screen occurs. All right, you can pass to either person during a game, but for this particular drill, pass to the backdoor person. All right, and those are the drills that we're doing today. All right, let's see what we got. Homework, we got trivia, we got that. Let's see the trivia question today. Trivia question today is: who was the NBA's first president? You know who America's first president was? George Washington. But it was not George Washington. He was not the NBA's first president. He's not the president of everything. Not be stupid, okay? Think about that. Okay? America was made before or after the NBA, not during. They can't do two things at once. So yes, George Washington is not the answer of this question. But what is the answer of this question? Who was the first NBA's first president? I'll give you a hint. There were two leagues that combined, and when they combined, the two people in charge of those two leagues took over the president position and the what else did they call this thing? They called it the president and what else? Something else. Oh, right there. They called it the chairman. The chairman. There you go. So this guy was not the chairman. Now we have a commissioner. They just make up names, okay? But it's not the chairman. It's the president. All right. There were two people in charge: the president and the chairman. I want to know the president, who was the NBA's first president, and it wasn't George Washington. That's all the time that I got. Okay. You guys got 9 minutes to answer the question. Good luck to everybody out there. All right. Moving on to the news for the day. All right, no, this isn't the news. This is the news. The news is this. I know we're a basketball show, but this Mike Tyson thing coming up here. I hope it's a real fight. I hope it's not something like contrived. All right, I hope Mike Tyson wins. I think it'd be amazing. But they asked Mike, "Yo, are you scared? Are you scared because you're old now? You're gonna die." He said it before. I would rather die in the ring than in a hospital. This should be impossible. And Mike Tyson, I think, even admits it, that it should be impossible. But he says one thing about himself. He says, I'm a different species of human being. And to that, I reply, maybe. So he might be. If anyone can do this craziness, it might be him. I want you kids to know, if he does do this, it's insane. I don't care if he wins by a hair. It's insane what he's doing. You cannot fight someone 30 years younger than you. It's impossible. Especially if you're 31 years old, you're fighting a 1-year-old. That is just mean. But no, he's fighting a 27-year-old. He's like 57. That's crazy. He's a different species of human being. Maurice. Okay, come on, guys. You got to put the full name. Just put Maurice. Just Maurice. You want that answer? No, I got to go with Chacon for this one. You gotta go with the full name. So I'm gonna give it to Josias. He wins. All right, good job, Josias. And I'm gonna move on to this. Sorry about that. But you gotta spell his whole name, even though it's a weird last name. Maurice Podolov. All right, I feel like his name should be more known. Speaking of more known, the Clippers, they're trying to be more known. Look at this crap. They got a crowd going on.
Definitely a different look than anything you are going to see in an NBA arena of what that end looks like. And clearly, road teams are going to be shooting.
And they got Kevin Durant to miss 2 free throws and Devin Booker to miss a free throw because they brought a college crowd to an NBA game. They made it crazy. Is that insane? They made the crowd go crazy. All right. And what they did was they said the behind the basket is reserved for only super fans. You got to show up. You can't give your tickets away. You got to blah, 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 do all this other stuff. And they go it crazy. And the NBA players are like, yo, it might actually work. Is this a fun thing that they've added? As much as I don't even care about the Clippers. I just hate them because I'm from LA. This is still pretty cool. Coming from a college crowd, having this in the NBA, that's what's missing because it's such like a business that people forget to have like passion for it. But yeah, this is a really cool thing. It usually only happens in like the NFL or like where they have crazy like tailgaters or soccer where they have like people who are willing to murder you. All right, but yeah, this is a really, really cool thing. So congrats to the team that I would never want to see win. Ever want to see them win. Next thing. All right, we got this guy. It's Joe Mazzulla. All right, he's the coach of Boston Celtics. They asked him, what do you think about the pressure of trying to win back-to-back championships? And he had the weirdest answer in the world. I believe he's a nihilist. This is called being a nihilist. A nihilist is like a gothic, dark type of like philosopher, and it's like Friedrich Nietzsche and stuff like that. But this reminds me that he's a thinker, and what he's saying isn't actually a negative. But I want you to hear what he says.
What kind of pressure do you feel to kind of maximize this opportunity that you have with this group?
Zero, no pressure. We're all going to be dead soon, and it really doesn't matter anymore. So there's zero pressure.
Okay, so we're all going to be dead soon, and it doesn't even matter. There's zero pressure. Look, when people say that, when I hear, or like kids say stuff like that, it doesn't matter anymore. They sound sad. He doesn't sound like that. We're all gonna die sounds sad. What he's saying is there is no pressure because there are bigger things in life. There is no pressure because we only live once. This is basically his way of saying YOLO. You only live once. That should be a very, very inspiring thing. What he's saying. So he said it in a very backwards way, but this shows me he's a really big thinker. Like the way he said it, how fast he said it, and other stuff he said before. Like he's an enormously thinking man. And if I don't like the Clippers, I also don't like the Boston Celtics. But I kind of like this guy. He's a little cocky in some ways, but I like the fact that he's actually thinking about stuff that is like bigger than like life even. These are like major truths. I consider myself a philosopher of sorts as well. So, maybe we're all just going to die. And like, who cares that we didn't get the gym tonight? I don't know. I actually do kind of believe in what he's saying. But I don't think I would ever say it like that. But yeah, it was just an odd thought and a weird thing, but I think it came from a good place, and it's basically true because we're all gonna die. I don't think anyone's gonna be like a zillion years old. Anyways, let's check the last thing that we got here. All right, Obi Toppin touched the top of the backboard during a game. The ball got stuck, and he jumped up and touched the top of the backboard. Watch this. The ball stuck. See it up there? Obi does not sprint. He just jumps up and gets it, and only a few people even noticed. And out of everyone that noticed, no one even cared. Are NBA players more athletic these days? Look at this. They used to talk about that like Wilt Chamberlain once touched the top of the backboard. They used to talk about that like, oh yeah. Earl the Goat Manigos, make a movie about him. Obi Toppin just got a ball out from the top of the backboard like it was nothing. You think he can't grab a coin off the top of the backboard? You think that he can't do that? You think he can't do that? I mean, that's crazy. I know he has long arms. I know he's tall, but no one's done that before. Anyways, the answer is I don't think that players are getting more athletic. They just know what to do with the athleticism. So was Wilt Chamberlain able to do this as well? Heck yeah. It's just that he never practiced putting the ball between his legs for a dunk. Players aren't getting more athletic. They're just knowing how to use their athleticism. And this is an athletic feat. That is amazing. First person to touch the top of the backboard by themselves in our program, I'm giving $100 to. $200. Okay, $2 million. Sorry. Okay. Let's see the story of the day. The player had just airballed 2 free throws to lose the game by 1. As he approaches the coach with tears in his eyes, the coach gently asks if he practices free throws a great deal. No, replies the player. The coach responds, then you don't deserve to cry. Tears are reserved for the test takers who actually studied for the test they failed. That has to be my meanest story ever. That story is about Dylan Middlemas. It's an actual story, actual kid. And when he was in college, I sent that to him saying I thought he was going to be like, I remember that day, John, I remember it. He never replied back to me. So now it just makes me crack up whenever I see the story. I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm sorry. But yes, you can't get all sad and crying when you're not trying your hardest, period. Okay? It's a rule. It's a rule. So if you're not on this homework list, guys, if you're not on one of the names coming up on this list, you aren't allowed to cry. So Weston, you're allowed to cry. All right. Who else is allowed to cry on this list here? Who else is allowed to cry? I'm looking for some people that I'm going to allow to cry. All right. I need to refresh that one. Okay. Let's see this thing. All right. Here's both lists right here. Weston's in that one. I saw the other list pop up. Oh my God, it's the same list. But anyways, if you're posting the homework, good job. Keep posting that stuff. All right, let's keep working. Remember, no workouts tonight in Broomfield. Our apologies, but we are still going over in Centennial. All right, so make sure you guys are on time. Make sure you guys show up. And great job with all the games this weekend, everything like that. And we are off for Halloween as well, but we are going Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, and we have gyms for those days. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon, man. Peace out, and happy pre-Halloween.